Today, the internet is radically changing how we Filipinos see the world. Now, we're consuming online content. We're creating it, but more importantly, we're sharing it. Founded in 2010, Thoughtful Media is a global multi-channel network that is certified by YouTube and Google and is now in the Philippines. We help content creators optimize their channel for subscriber growth and channel discoverability. We put creators in touch with the right production people, from shoot to edit. With a diverse network of content creators, we can connect you to the right influential friend from different parts of the world. Our worldwide network consists of over 2,200 channels and a catalog of more than 1,000 influencers. We create bubbles, generating over 626 million views and over 1.2 billion minutes watched per month. Using our vast amount of content creators, we bring you only the best talent fit for your campaign. Our reach is local, but our impact is global. What are you waiting for? Be impactful, be effective, be thoughtful.
Good afternoon. Welcome to YouTube and Beyond, a live webinar from Thoughtful Media Philippines. As the pandemic limits our access to the outside world, content creators have had to become more creative in order to produce engaging material. Creators have been exploring the different social platforms to reach their audiences, while the tech industry continues to develop these platforms to grow the online community. Hi, my name is Jan Cruz and I am from Thoughtful Media Philippines and I will be your host for this afternoon. Today, we are going to have a productive afternoon as we have two powerful resources for our content creators. For all of your questions, please write them down on the comment section below and we shall be answering after their keynotes. Also, please feel free to follow and subscribe to Thoughtful Media Philippines for future resources about content creators. We are present on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. For our first keynote speaker, we have Richie Zamora, Thoughtful Media Philippines Head of Network, to share with us how content creators could utilize their channel memberships. Let's all welcome Sir Richie. Hi, sir!
Nakalute ko. Ayan, sige.
Hello, sir!
Akala ko ayaw mo mag-share ng ng billing, ha?
Ayan. So, sir, the floor is yours.
All right. Thank you, Jan. Thank you so much. So, guys, you know Jan, no? She is our Network Development Officer dito sa Thoughtful Philippines. And in case you guys are wondering what Thoughtful Philippines is, we are a multi-channel network. We help YouTube channel owners, content creators, we help them optimize their channel for maximum monetization. And if you guys have any problems that we can help you with, we're more than happy to do so. And so in case you are interested in being part of the Thoughtful Network, we're gonna leave an email address down below where you can reach out to us, or just send us a DM here on this Facebook page, right? But before we get into that, I'm going to be addressing people that already have channels and perhaps are already monetizing, and you might be eligible for one of the new features of YouTube called channel memberships. When I say new, I mean new within the past year lang. No, I don't want to, not necessarily brand new, but it is, I would say, very underutilized, especially here in our country. No, we are trying to push more creators to avail of channel memberships and make it open to their subscribers in order for them to build a stronger relationship with their audience, but it also will help them revenue wise. No, so you guys might be wondering what you it might be difficult, it might be um, hassle. What would it entail? So this is what we plan to do today. I'm going to explain to you the ins and outs of channel memberships. Well, I don't want to say ins and out. That might be a medyo oversell. No? An intro to channel memberships, just so you can understand that it's not as intimidating as it may sound. All right, so let's start the presentation. Okay. Fairness, ang ganda ng ano namin ng poster. Good job, Isai. So, YouTube channel memberships. As I was saying, this feature I believe just was rolled out sometime in 2019, late 2019. But here in the Philippines, guys, it hasn't really gained the traction as YouTube as other countries have, no? And we're hoping that this workshop will help you better understand how it can benefit you and your relationship with your audience. Next. All right. When you start a YouTube channel, I'm guessing that you start by setting up goals for yourself, no? If you haven't, then I strongly suggest that you do. But usually on a normal level, no, what we usually do is that we ask ourselves, what is our goal when we start a YouTube channel? Of course, for me personally, being a food blogger that transitioned into food vlogging, I just really wanted to translate the work that I was doing in my blog into my YouTube channel, because food and food reviews and sharing whatever food discoveries I have and travel with my audience is something that I'm very passionate about. So one of my goals was to be able to create content that I am very passionate about and let it serve as an outlet that I can share with the people that watch. Now, next, of course, I want people to find me on that platform. No? So I want to be able to grow my subscribers and viewership, and to simply it's very fulfilling knowing that you are reaching a wider audience. No? And next, and lastly, and I stress this is personal. Lastly, is the earnings. I would someday love to be able to earn from YouTube as my main source of income. But I can assure you guys that I am doing this right now, even if I'm not really earning significantly from YouTube. Because, like I said, we go back to the first goal, which is passion. I'm doing this out of passion. Excuse me, nag-burp pa, no? But I will not lie to you. Ayoko mag-plastic. I want to be able to earn from it. That is definitely a goal. And now, next. So, for those that it's not clear to you how YouTubers earn on YouTube, this is just a quick skim. No, this is not a deep dive. But of course, when you are eligible for the YouTube YPP, the YouTube Partner Program, YouTube will begin by placing ads on your videos and your channel. It can be in the form of a video, a skippable, non-skippable. You guys see that. It can be a small banner on the video. It can be a banner on your on your YouTube channel, right? So every click that you get, every time someone views those ads, then you earn from it. Remember that you earn from ad placement and ad clicks, not from views. So it's possible to have 1 million views, but if you don't have ads on it, you won't earn anything. So, and remember, in order to be eligible for the YouTube Partner Program, you need to meet their eligibility standards, which is having a minimum of 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours within a span of year. Okay, next is through sponsored posts. No, 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 sorry. Could you bring it back? Yeah. Next is through sponsored posts, meaning outside engagements. Let's say being a food blogger. If let's say if someone like let's say a burger brand goes up to me and says, "Hi, we'd like you to try our food and do a review of it. We're willing to pay you X amount." Now, that is a sponsored post from an outside source, and you can do that. You can actually do a sponsored video. The Of course, the trick always there is to be able to remain your authenticity as a content creator. So as a content creator myself, that is my advice to you, is that sponsored posts is totally fine, but also try to remember that your reputation is should come first and foremost. And if it's a product that you're not or interested in or don't support, you're not under any obligation to follow through on that project. But it all boils down to your needs, no? So at the end of the day, you do you. Next, there are other YouTube features such as super chat. I don't know if you guys have ever used that. Super stickers, and of course the channel memberships. Now, right before we delve into channel memberships, I want to touch a little bit on super chat and super stickers. Next. Next. Oh yeah, all right. So super chat and super stickers. So I don't know if you guys have ever seen this, but super chat and super stickers. It is what happens is that when you use the live stream of YouTube, the one that is native to YouTube, you are given an option wherein viewers can purchase stickers or chats and make it highlighted on your chat feed on the stream, no? And uh, the duration for how long it will stay on the chat feed will depend on how much the person spends. And so I've seen a lot of content creators become very creative with this, and they use it to whether it's play games and yeah, generate funds, like a fundraising way to do it. Uh, it's just a matter of how using your creativity to entice your audience to purchase. Next, quick sample of what it would look like. Next, ako ba yung yan, okay. All right. So over here, um, you can see the green portion. So someone purchased a $5, and it says thanks for making or whatever, diba? I've seen some people, some content creators with their fans. So when they play around, they did something like, okay, whoever has the highest, or whoever posts something on super chat, I'm gonna place their whatever they want, whether their name or something, on the post-it on my head. And the people went wild for it. No, a lot of people were bidding just to get that. What they felt was having their idol hold up their name, almost tantamount to a shout out. No, so just to be clear on how to avail of super chat and super stickers, of course you must be monetizing and you must be located in an eligible location. Good news, guys, Philippines is one of those eligible locations. And you should have, of course, your live chat enabled, because that is the platform in which your super stickers and super chat will come out. You need to have your video available to the general public. and at the same time, no music owned by third party, even in the background. So I know it's a pain, but YouTube rules, no? And you don't want your any revenue that you may generate go to waste just because you were playing a song in the background when you could, if you are a TMG user, if you are a sorry part of the Thoughtful Network, you could have chosen something from the Epidemic Sound subscription that we provide for you. So, next. Next. Ako ba yung wala? Okay, sorry about that. There's a little bit of a technical hiccup. So let's start again with channel memberships. Let's focus on channel memberships now. What exactly is channel memberships? Okay, so channel memberships is be exactly what it sounds like. Being able to offer your viewers more content for, of course, a price. So you might be before you even make or enable your channel memberships, you might be thinking to yourself, why would the viewers want to become a member of my channel? Okay, first would be probably, and don't sell yourself short. They might want to support you. They might be, these people watch your videos for a reason. So you never know. They might be willing to. They may be willing to support you in whatever way possible. Next would be they would want to get a more intimate relationship with you. They want to get on a different level, not just as a content creator doing your video material. And next, you don't know if perhaps they want to stand out from the rest and say, "I am a fan. I am a super fan." They want that recognition, and at the same time, they would be able to to mingle and, how do you say it, to interact with people who are as interested in your content as they are, and in turn build a community. Next. So there, if that doesn't get you interested in starting a channel membership, then maybe it's not for you. But if in the event that it does, here is my, and I would say YouTube's recommended process, no, on how to start it, because this is something that I'll be very honest, will take a lot of work. It is a commitment, as I say. So mga dyan, takot sa commitment dyan, wag na kayo wag na wag na kayo mag-effort. But seriously, what you need to do first and foremost before you consider your channel opening up your channel memberships to your subscribers is you need to plan and assess your proposed perks, because the lifeblood of a channel memberships program revolves around the perks that you can offer to your members. Now you need to make sure that you can deliver it. So if you promise them a certain perk, whether it's a once a week streaming, blooper reel, shout out every something like that, photo gallery, exclusive behind this, if you need to make sure that you can deliver on those. If not only will you lose subscribers, but at the same time your reputation as well will be tarnished, no? So you Assess if your plan deliverables are sustainable on a monthly basis before you pursue channel memberships. That is very critical. Now, if your answer is yes, I can do this, then we move forward. Next. So you need to determine, will the perks that you're providing to your channel members, are they valuable to the members? Will they see the value of it? Is it scalable for you? Meaning, can you is it scalable for you? Is it sustainable on a monthly basis? And is it non-alienating? Because at the same time, remember, you have a fan base already, a solid, you should have a solid fan base by now that discovered you on YouTube. You don't want to kind of turn them off by saying, ay, um, kung hindi kami if we're not paying, parang we don't matter to to our idol, just because you want to show the same amount of love, but at the same time, you want to show that all your are important, all your fans are important, all your followers are important, but at the same time, give them uh, perks that are worth it. So once you've made that determination, next. Okay, you choose the possible perks. This will be what the kumbaga the menu of what you have to offer to the members of your to the people that subscribe to your, not subscribe, sorry, to the people that purchase membership to your channel. So you can make this you can make use of private members only tab, meaning the post, polls, and photos. You can make the polls. What's my next video? What do you want my next video to be about? What topics? Just so they feel important, that their voice is being heard. You're acknowledging them. That's very important to your subscribers. Next, members only chat. Uh, this is a common one that members look for, because this is their direct line to you. And as much as a chat feed is a great way to interact with them, when you scale it down and you have lesser people, the more chance to get to know each other on a more personal level. No? And if you are, let's say, how do you say it? If you are a learning channel, you can offer PDF downloads of, let's say, if you are instructional learning in that field, no, you can offer PDF downloads of how to's, and you can offer early access to your videos. You can premiere it earlier for your channel members, whether it's a day earlier or what. No, you can premiere it earlier for them. And I strongly suggest not too far. Maybe a day is the most, because again, that might start alienating the your actual subscribers. Excuse me. And then make exclusive video content available to them, such as, like I mentioned earlier, bloopers, interviews. You can have a longer cut. Uh, if you were, you can have experimental concepts. You can have it more in depth. You can, anything you want that is only for that, even like behind the scenes. And next is, you can offer them custom badges and custom emojis. This way, the badge, which is something that they can wear with pride when they log on, they'll show that they are fans of your channel, while the emojis is something that will bring them, again, a stamp of loyalty or of adoration to your channel. Next. There, just as some samples that if I were to make a channel memberships, which I'm planning for next year, of course, I'm in the stage where I'm looking of what is sustainable. But sample badges and emojis would look something like this. Uh, as you can tell, I'm into food. And gusto ko yung mascot kasi payat pa ako sa lagay na yan. Okay, next. Okay, so your next step, once you know your perks that you're going to offer, you need to set your price points. Okay, remember here in YouTube channel memberships, you can consider at least you can have tiers of price points, whether it's a starter level, uh, mid level, and then a super fan. You can call it whatever you want, no? But you can consider three escalating, ascending, sorry, price points, and then you need to, of course, make sure that each price point has a significant advantage over the other, and try to understand your audience so that you can choose the price points carefully. Next, and act. Then your third step would be, the content that you're going to offer, you know the price points. Next, you prepare for launch by creating an announcement video. Make this video a standalone video. Do not just add it to the end of one of your videos. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna be adding channel memberships. You don't want to do that. You want to make it a significant event. So it has it. Our suggestion really is to make it a standalone video. Okay, and then in that video, let your subscribers know what they can expect if they become a channel member. And guys, it's okay to be honest on why you're doing it. Is it because, guys, in order for me to create more content, I need more financial help and all of that. If these are your loyal followers, they know that they're going to be getting more for their value for their money. I'm sure they'll understand. And but while you're doing this, make sure that you maintain the integrity of your original channel. Whatever you're doing right now, continue it. Don't move one concept that you're doing right now to a channel membership, because your regular subscribers will feel shortchanged and alienated. And when you do make your channel video, talk directly to the camera as if you're reaching out to the person on the other end of the screen, no people watching you. Because, like I said, the channel membership is your first step to creating a personal relationship with them. Okay, next. And then next, you prepare. You have the channel video. You have the launch video. Sorry. You need to make an intro video. Okay, so what is the intro video and how is it different? So users who click on join, there will be a join button in your on your YouTube channel. It doesn't necessarily mean that they will immediately be signed up. Okay, what happens is that an intro video is played. Now this video needs to be well thought of, because this is going to be what will, if they're not yet decided, this is what will convince them to join. So think of it as what will convert them from subscriber to a member. And you don't want to make it too long. You don't want to make it too draggy. Just explain, plead your case, present to them what they will be getting again, and 1 or 2 minutes should be fine. And when you use the URL of your channel with /join, just end it. Let's say mine is youtube.com/pickiesteater/join. It will lead people directly to this video, to that the sorry, the as if they had clicked the join button. Nandiyan na, asin ako. So you might want to use that when you are promoting your channel link. Sorry guys, if you don't mind, I'll drink first. You might want to use that when promoting your channel links. Okay, next. Next up, you want to make a video that welcomes new members. So make sure, sorry, make sure you want to welcome new members. Now, how do you do that? Make sure when they arrive to your channel, you make sure that, imagine you have a guest. Imagine you have guests, you invited them for dinner, and when they arrive, walang nakahain sa lamesa. Yeah, nothing was prepared. It's just like, okay, chill, chill, I'll get back to you later. That's the last thing you want. What you want to make sure, what you want to do is make sure that there is already content that members can enjoy. You can tell them that there's a schedule. Every Mondays, this is what I'll expect. Every Tuesdays, whatever. It's up to you what your schedule will be. Okay, and then keep the community tab active with exclusive posts for a first good impression. When you get members, you can welcome them on the community tab. This is as simple as, like, it's almost as if you are posting on Facebook, on a Facebook page, So it's very simple and easy to use. And then engage with members. Make sure that you get their feedback. Ask them, what are you excited to see? Make them feel like they're involved now with the channel, almost as if they're part of your brainstorming team. That is the kind of feeling that they are looking for. A closer, more intimate relationship with you. And whether you follow it or not, it's up to you. But at the same time, it's just them being involved in the process will be very fulfilling on their end. Next. Now, again, I hope you guys learned a lot. Let me just do a quick recap of channel memberships, and I hope it'll help persuade you to try it for yourself. No, first, remember, plan your offerings. If you feel that you cannot sustain it, do not. If it's something that you feel it's too difficult to do on a weekly basis, monthly basis, or whatever, do not pursue it. But if you do, determine what exactly you are going to offer to your subscribers, followed by prepare for your launch by creating a video. Switch on that join button, make that intro video, and publish the video announcement. Guys, my channel is now up for channel memberships. These are the price points. Please feel free to join. Next. There we go. This is pretty much it. And if there are any questions, we're more than happy to answer it. Jan?
Okay. Hi guys. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sir Rich, for that wonderful webinar and topic. Actually, a lot of people are asking, and we've collated a list of questions na. So for our first question, what is a safe starting price for my members? So, ayun, sir.
Okay. The lowest price, if I recall correctly, the lowest that you can go for channel memberships is 99 cents. 99 cents, which comes out to, I think, 25 pesos. No? Now, of course, that is the safest. No? That will honestly be the safest. However, you have to ask yourself, as a content creator, is it sustainable for me? Diba? Kung if I get 5 members, I get 125 pesos, is it worth all the effort that I'm doing a month? Diba? So if you feeling mo okay lang, then go for it. So again, it'll also boil down kung may gastos kayo when you're doing this. If you're hiring an editor, if you need, you need to take all of those things into consideration as well. What I can tell you though is that don't underestimate also how much your fans will be willing to pay, because 25 pesos is, of course, I would say, okay, I'm willing to to pay 125 to 25 pesos per month. But at the same time, maybe 100 pesos doesn't sound too ridiculous, no? Which is
Mhm.
100 pesos would be like $4, 3.99. It's by 99 cents. They go by tiers of 99. No? So 3.99.
Mhm.
I think 100 pesos a month would be also okay, no? So you guys, like I said, you just determine, come up with safe would always be the lowest, but would I say it's is it the most fulfilling and how do you say it? Will you get your ROI back and all of that? I
Mhm.
can't answer unless I'm the content only the content creator can answer that.
Mhm. Mhm. Um, Actually, sir, yun din yung naisip natin na recently, actually, kaya ginawa yung channel memberships talaga is to give more services to their audiences. So, worth it pa rin naman kung 100 pesos a month lang yung fee. So, sobrang ano pa rin, sulit pa din talaga. Kasi for the, ano talaga siya, for a specific group siya na nag-subscribe talaga sa channel mo.
Right, right.
And okay, so for our second question naman, sir, can I update the badges and emojis that I made for my channel membership?
Absolutely. I know that I know that YouTube the really encourages the inclusion of more and more emojis and badges. The badges,
Mm-hmm.
the badges you can update it, no doubt. I'm not sure how many tiers of badges you can have, but the
Mm-hmm.
emojis, from what I know, I don't think there's a set limit there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's up to you
Okay.
how creative you'll be.
Mm-hmm. And guys, alam niya na. So you can create multiple badges and emojis. Ayan. So for our third question naman, what is the recommended post frequencies for members only? So,
Okay.
ayan.
So this is going back na naman to to the content creator. If you ask me, uh, video. Yeah, if you ask me, I would do at least minimum of two videos. This is under no research or anything. Just this is my plan that when I plan to open my own, I would do a minimum of two videos a month,
Mm-hmm.
and I would do a minimum of two live streams a month. So that's already four
Mm-hmm.
perks. I would do uh, yung polls, the polls, madalas ang gagawin na lang would be really being interactive with them with the
Mm-hmm.
through the message boards,
Mm-hmm.
and definitely I would be for every video that I would post, they would have early access to it. So
Mm-hmm.
those are the things that it's not a matter of how many times will I post, but whatever how many perks will do we give,
Mm-hmm.
diba? So it's just a
Mm-hmm.
matter naman of that's the part that I added there na scalable.
Mm-hmm.
So
Ayan.
there's no one right answer to it. It will really depend on how much kaya mo. But to me
Mm-hmm.
personally, that would be my schedule. Two
Mm-hmm.
videos na kakaiba, something that they cannot get from my channel, and live streams, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Now,
So,
mention ko rin dyan that
mm-hmm.
if they do have members, if they do plan to become to open up their channel memberships and they need assistance, they can always reach out to us and we're more than happy to help them, whether it's with the
Yes.
materials or the planning. Siya that,
Mm-hmm.
ito pala, this girl over here, si Jan Cruz, kulitin niya yan.
Yes. Guys, nasa baba naman yung mga contact namin, emails namin for Thoughtful Media Philippines. Okay. So, sir, for our next question naman, can I turn off my channel memberships if I feel like I can't sustain it?
If, from what I understand, you can naman, you can, however, Um, let me. I would have to. This is from what I know. You can, but it was important to fulfill the month that
Mm-hmm.
you, I know that you have committed. Meaning, since charges are recurring, um,
Mm-hmm.
let's say I start January, February, March. By March, pagod na ako. Naku, I won't be able to sustain it. I need to complete my
Mm-hmm.
March before I shut down my April to make sure that no
Mm-hmm.
one joins in April.
Mm-hmm.
Diba? So wala kang utang to anyone. You know what I mean? You
Mm-hmm.
fulfill your obligations.
Mm-hmm. Pero
But
sir, I have a question. If ever I'm a content creator, do I pay YouTube in order for me to use channel memberships ba? Or is it
uh,
free?
yeah, it's going to, you pay, yes. It's like
Mm-hmm.
you're paying YouTube. The money does not go straight to the content creator. It goes to YouTube.
Mm. Oh, okay.
And
Ayan.
it'll reflect in their AdSense.
Alright. Ayan. So, for our next question naman, sir, is it advisable to have both channel membership and another one, like Patreon, or just one lang talaga?
Kala ko, or Alua yung sasabihin.
um,
na,
Patreon.
um, truthfully, something I've something that I've learned is that uh, whatever fits, whatever works best for the content creator. It's hard to make sweeping advice, no, because kanya-kanyang audiences yan, di ba? It's hard.
Mhm.
So whatever the content creator feels works best for them. However, what I do recommend is channel memberships over the others, simply because it is part. See, but para si Gab lang yung nag-react sa Lua. So, uh, sorry, na-distract ako.
Ayan, alam ni Gab kung ano yun.
Kaya kami magka-vibe si Gab. So, what I do like about having the backing of YouTube is that everything is in one ecosystem, and of course,
Mhm.
I'm Google. YouTube is under Google. You know that Google will never run away with your money. You know this
Mhm.
is one of the one of the top companies in the world. No? So the trust and the competence of YouTube is what? How do you say? Unparalleled. Wow.
Mhm.
Diba? So I that and not to diss the others, but syempre when it comes to reputation, Google is in a league of its own. YouTube is in a league of its own.
Okay. So for our last question, sir, kinda related dito sa recent question natin. What makes YouTube channel memberships different from other exclusive platforms like Patreon and
And bakit may end? And
and etc.
well, unang-una, wholesome content.
Mm.
Wholesome content, diba? And of course, you still need to follow the guidelines of YouTube. Okay,
Mm.
so Jan, if you're having any ideas,
Mm.
uh, wholesome, and then at the same time, as I mentioned, no, it's within the YouTube ecosystem, which I think is the main draw talaga. Na having a cohesive, your channel membership is very cohesive when it comes to your YouTube content.
Mm.
Everything is parang laid out for you already. All the tools that you will need. Not to mention, I mean, being a member of Thoughtful, should anything happen where you need assistance with the YouTube help desk, uh, Thoughtful has a direct line to that as well. So yun pa lang, reputation wise pa lang, I'm
Mm-mm.
100% confident in YouTube.
Mm-mm. And so that's it for our questions, sir. Thank you so much for joining us here sa YouTube and beyond. We really, really appreciate. Guys, if you have any more questions about channel memberships and for our next guest, guys, comment down below lang kayo. And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe to Thoughtful Media Philippines Facebook page, YouTube channel, and our Instagram and TikTok. Thank you so much, Sir Richie. I'll see you again later sa backstage.
Okay. Thanks, guys. Thank you, everyone. And I am really excited for our guest coming up because bilib ako sa kanya. She
Mm-mm.
has found success in so many different platforms. No, so
Mm-mm.
nakaka-inspire. I'm gonna be watching backstage, taking notes as well. So, guys, enjoy.
Alright. So for our next keynote speaker, guys, she is TMG's very own content creator, and she will share us more on how she explored other social media platforms aside from YouTube to further explore her network and how she successfully tapped new audiences. Guys, let's all welcome Rex Hernandez.
Hi,
Hi,
I
Rex.
hi Jan.
Hello, hello. How are
Hello.
you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good, and I hope you
Mm.
guys are doing well as well.
We are. So, I'll give the floor to you so you can present na din your topic again.
Okay. All right, guys. The floor is mine, I guess. Hello everybody, and happy Saturday. Good afternoon. My name is Rix Hernandez, and I'll be teaching you on how to think outside of the box and to see social media as a tool to serve you and your brand message without limiting yourself to just one platform alone. I remember back in 2010, no, when Instagram started. Um, it was very new, and I started creating content on Instagram right around 2011 and 12. So Instagram was still pretty new, and I was able to grow my account to, at that time, what seemed like a large number. And I didn't know anything about algorithms or SEOs or strategies and whatnot. But all I did was do the best of the basics, which was to be consistent and to post one specific topic or thing, and that was my yoga journey. And so that gave me already a taste of what it was like to create content and grow an audience. So back in 2011 and 12, when I started, 13,000 followers on Instagram was like a big deal. Anyway, fast forward to now, my numbers for Instagram went up and down, and right now it's just on 13. But at that time, I did feel na parang, ganyan pala. If you want to grow an audience and a captured audience, you have to stick to a specific parang theme or find your niche or your market, diba? But uh, as content creators or as just people in general, we have different interests, right? We don't just want to create one type of content. Well, at least not everybody has the patience to just stick to one thing. Even if I did create yoga content for about 8 years, there was a part of me that wanted to go beyond that and not just be labeled as or be known as, oh, that's a yoga person, diba? Because there's so many things to explore in life na parang sayang naman if you don't try it out. So, yeah, that was how I felt about social media. And back in the day, when I say back in the day, this is just like mga 2010, 2011, ganyan. People would have about 1 to 2 favorite apps. For me, it was Instagram. I wasn't even into Facebook. There was no Facebook Live back then, I think, or it wasn't a thing. Live streaming wasn't really a thing. So what happened was uh, people have their favorite apps. 1 to 2 lang. Right now, fast forward to now, digital consumers, influencers and creators, or netizens, in other words, have a disturbingly low attention span, di ba? It's been declining since the year 2000. So that's 20 years ago. The human attention span has now dropped to just 8 seconds, down from 12 seconds in 2000. So in just 2 decades, our attention span has fallen below or lower that of a goldfish. And yeah, I remember back in, when was this? 2 years ago, I searched for what is going to be the the trends when it comes to social media, for 2019 and 2020. And they predicted that bite-sized content or digital snacking was going to be the thing. So when I started YouTube in 2018, I wanted to do vlogs, and vlogs were about what, like 7 to 10 minutes. In fact, it was always recommended and pushed to be at the 10-minute mark. And so the amount of editing hours spent to create a 10-minute vlog was kind of draining. So when I heard about this concept called digital snacking or bite-sized content, that kind of like excited me. And because, yeah, you want your point to be made fast and you want people to consume it quick, diba? Only because you're competing with thousands and thousands of content creators, thousands and thousands of viewers who might not even get the chance to find you. So exploring beyond YouTube was definitely something that I felt I needed to do as a content creator. All right, so we're still on the first slide. That's fine. Okay, so we basically trained ourselves to focus on things for very short bursts of time before moving on to the next thing. I remember, when was this? But anyway, we can both agree that knowledge is everything, right? So knowing these facts and knowing that our message or our content will have to compete with tons of other people's content, plus compete with the declining attention span of our viewers, what can we do about that? Okay, so viewers are switching apps very quickly. So fast forward na tayo to 2020, especially in this pandemic time wherein everybody is working from home and everybody is turning into their own versions, or everybody is like basically a content creator, diba? So people have 10 to 20 tabs open on the computer. People have multiple devices on. Hindi na sila happy sa isa, which means it's a lot of information for somebody to process. And that means your message or your brand, in order for it to be, number one, relevant, and number two, impactful, you have to be creatively, you have to be able to creatively reach an ambidextrous audience, okay? Because it's hard to satisfy us netizens. It's hard to satisfy people that are just looking around everywhere. In fact, even if you impact your audience, a specific person, that person will probably forget about you in the next swipe or in the next, diba? Okay, so next slide. Yes. Okay, so this workshop is for content creators that already have the basic skills and experience of video creation and from concept building to editing and the basic SEO and marketing. So if you are a super newbie content creator that has no idea on how to even do a YouTube and stuff like that, there are many videos and courses out there that you can take. This one is specifically for people that already have experience in creating some kind of content. Okay, so just a quick thing, SEO stands for search engine optimization. And in simple terms, it just means that this is the process of improving your site to increase people's views onto your site or your channel, diba? What is the point of being a content creator or a contributor to the internet if you don't care about who watches your stuff, diba? Are you your biggest fan? Are you your only viewer? Obviously, that it probably starts out like that, but don't settle with just that. You gotta like also be interested in growing your audience. Okay, so yeah, for the content creators that already have experience, that means that you can relate to the willingness to edit and produce something worth watching. Yes. Sometimes, sadly, in the end, no matter how great you are at your Adobe Premiere or your Final Cut Pro, no matter how cinematic your B-roll is, if you don't get enough views or engagement, sayang lang, di ba? Sayang yung time, sayang yung talent. And in the end, if it doesn't bless you back in terms of like any kind of monetary support, or you don't get paid in general, then it's just like a passion project and sayang lang, di ba? So, yeah. Next, please. Okay, so I'm not a super YouTube expert like Richie and the TMG gang, or a super guru that knows every single trick in the book. But what I have learned and applied actually got me to what most content creators would want, which is monetization. Uh, in some way, I did want to be able to earn from whatever I was creating. My mind kasi is all over the place. So I'm going to be sharing with you how I was able to do it and still maintain and satisfy my urge to go all over the place, and not just go into different platforms, but also talk about different topics. I didn't just stay in yoga. I went into all sorts of things, from makeup reviews. I tried the beauty thing. I tried doing concerts and food. I tried to do food, which is so far from wellness and yoga, because the food that I was going into wasn't even like the super healthy stuff, you know? So all sorts of different things just to see what I personally enjoyed, so that I can discover what I can talk about to my audience for the long haul. When you find kasi that special topic or thing that you can talk about forever and ever and ever, then it won't be hard to produce content at all. And that's where we get blocked as content creators. Parang we run out of topics to talk about, or recipes, or we run out of content because we just feel like it's not enough. But if something it excites you so much, and in my case it was self-development and motivation, parang all of a sudden the world gets so much bigger, and you realize na, oh my gosh, I can talk about this all day long, and I'm never gonna run out of things to talk about, because it excites me and it makes me happy, diba? And that happiness and excitement that goes on to your audience, and because you can't contain anymore what you're giving out to the audience, you feel the need to go on to other platforms. So that's how I felt. That's why it's very important for you as a content creator to truly love and discover that special something that you can be with for a long time. It's like having a relationship, diba? When the going gets tough, will you still create content? Diba? Because you can't always wait for yourself to be in the mood to produce work. You have to have some kind of like a mission na parang, you know what, this is my message. I want people to hear this. I want people to believe in what I believe in as well. Whether it's about food, whether it's about like photography. In my case, it's all about like mindsetting and personal growth, because it's nakakahawa, diba? Your energy is contagious. Okay, so mindset is super important, and the fact that YouTube was the doorway to help me, parang it led me to doing talking head videos. Kasi I started off with vlogs. So what happened was I got caught into this parang, oh, I have to have a nice camera. I have to edit well. I have to B-roll. I have to put epidemic sound music. I got caught into, oh, I have to have only the nicest thumbnails or whatever, and it has to be cohesive and it has to make sense aesthetically. But it was also draining me, and I was setting myself up for failure, because yun nga, parang my mindset was on too much of the external part, and I wasn't looking within na parang, okay, what ba talaga is my goal of being, what is my goal for being in front of the camera? for me, it has always been to share a message. And so why can't I be effective just sitting down and recording myself like a talking head person? I find that kind of style like aesthetically like boring, diba? But I love watching talking head videos. It's really the content, it's the message that goes straight across, diba? Plus, the editing is so minimal. So that's how I was able to parang convince myself na okay, I want to do this. I just want to sit and talk and relay a message. Okay, so next slide. Yeah, so by the end of the session, just really quickly, you are going to be able to, hold on, one moment. Where am I? So by the end of this session, I'm gonna help you rewire your brain to never run out of content. It's just all about setting the right mindset and developing what we call an abundance mindset. Na parang, oh my God, you'll never run out of ideas. Next is you're going to learn how to repurpose old content. Learn how to, I just call it time travel, which I'll explain to you guys later. And this is going to help you capitalize on older original content created by you and learn how to repackage borrowed content from other people. Okay. The last thing is you're going to be learning how to cross-platform, which is you're going to learn how to get more mileage per piece of content that you create. Kasi hindi mo alam one video or one message or one piece of content has the potential to be split in half and divided and multiplied onto many different platforms. Okay? Yeah. All right, next slide. Okay, so why is expanding good for you as a content creator? We have two reasons. And for me, I had to explore this personally and professionally. Personally, next slide. Okay, so being successful on YouTube alone is already a tough thing to handle, right? It's not easy to make it on YouTube alone. So when you're thinking of, okay, I'm going to go out and expand, diba? It sounds like it's counterproductive, but actually it's not. And you'll know why. For anything you want to consider moving forward in your work as a content creator, you always want to start out with a clear intention of why you want to expand in the first place. What are you doing this for anyway? Is it more for business? If it's for business, then definitely you have to reach a wider audience. Is your content creation journey more for you just as a creative person that's trying to figure out camera angles and editing and things like that? Or is your YouTube channel just a place like a memory library for your family videos and stuff like that? Because there are people like that. They just use YouTube to dump all of their memory vlogs, diba? So what is the ultimate game plan of you existing on social media? Is it to develop your own creative growth and not really earn you anything? Or in the end goal, is your end goal to have a sale? So if you want to expand onto other platforms, number one, you have to know that you are making a big moves. And big moves are brave moves. Okay, like Paulo Coelho says, be brave, take risks, because nothing can substitute experience. It's already uncomfortable enough talking to a camera and learning how to be on YouTube. What more, reaching your Instagram audience, which for me has been terrifying because my Instagram audience are all the people I personally know. So I was like, oh my gosh, they're going to judge me. They're going to cringe at me. A lot of my family and friends are on Instagram watching my stories. And so when I first started to put out the motivational content and things like that, parang, oh my gosh, I was laughed at by my friends. Parang, hindi ka naman ganyan. I was like, of course I am. This is the new me. And number two is what my favorite author, Robin Sharma, says, that all change is hard at first, messy in the middle, but gorgeous in the end. So it's definitely a process that you have to go through, especially if you don't have a team behind you and you're a one-man show, just like myself, and you got to figure everything out for yourself. Yeah. Um, yeah, because it's not easy being on multiple platforms. You have to understand how to optimize your content for each platform. Since each platform has their own personalities, diba? For example, IG. For IG video, it's better na it's vertical. It's 10 minutes lang. Photos have to be curated in a feed because it looks more aesthetic. Diba? Videos on the feed is just 1 minute. So you have to know all of these. What about YouTube? YouTube, you can go longer content. For TikTok, you can only go a minute to 3 minutes. If you go longer than that, then people will swipe out or will click off, diba? So getting to know the personalities of each content, just like a person, is important. And you treat each platform, with respect, and you use the strength of each platform to the best that you can. Um, Facebook, like for example, I never liked Facebook until I studied the power of it. And the power of Facebook is that it has a share button, diba? And when I tested out some of my vlogs on Facebook, I was like, oh my gosh, who would have thought that I never thought that one of my videos uh, was gonna reach that far. And so how will you know the potential of your content if you don't try? Sometimes you just gotta close your eyes and then press submit or schedule or send. Kasi yun nga, you never know what's gonna happen. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. Yeah, you're also making a very wise move. Next slide. Yeah, I believe that you're also going to be making a wise move. Expanding will force you to learn a lot of new things. We always get comfortable in our content creation journeys and we slow down the learning process when we feel like we know na. We know na how to edit, we know na how to SEO and whatever, di ba? That's great when you reach a level na parang you're comfortable, you're an expert na at what you're doing, but you get comfortable. So have it in you to want to learn more, and expanding will definitely force you to learn more. Kasi there's a lot of information to learn. Like for example, kanina when Richie was talking about YouTube channel paid memberships and stuff like that and all the stickers and badges, I was actually really listening instead of practicing my keynote presentation right here. Because for me, I've never really explored that side. Diba? Parang, wow, that's super interesting. Imagine being able to master many different platforms. Diba? Like imagine what reach you're going to have and what influence you'll have on the world. Yeah. So we love doing what we are good at. So if you hate editing or posting, it's probably because you're not good at it, right? We don't like what we're not good at. So if you learn and you study and you get to know a certain thing, if you're clueless about something and you learn about it more and more, then you're gonna start to like it and appreciate it. Once you learn and appreciate something, you will see the value of it. And that's why learn about the different platforms, see what people are doing, because hey, you never know if it's gonna hit for you or not. I was able to, I guess it's successful, no? Because on my TikTok, I was able to grow my TikTok following to 100,000 subscribers in just 4 months, without doing any of the trends. I entered onto TikTok giving motivation with captions, and that's it. I was just a talking head. I was like, whatever. I know that TikTok crowd is young. They like trendy things. Their attention spans are shorter. I made 1 minute to 3 minute TikTok videos on motivation, and I didn't really bother so much about parang, okay, I'm not going to lower down my way of speaking just because I know that majority of the audience on TikTok are kids. I'm going to speak the way I speak. Bahala na. Whoever will like it, will like it. And let's see. I posted super consistently for 4 months. I worked so hard on writing content, making content. And I said, it's all a matter of, diba, what they teach on YouTube. It's all a matter of getting hit, uh, getting that hit in the algorithm. The algorithm is there to sense na, oh my gosh, this content creator is posting consistently. I posted 6 videos a day for a while, and I generated over 140 videos in the span of that 3.5 to 4 months on TikTok. I really went full force on it, and I was like, see that anybody can make it if you're very consistent and focused on just putting it out um, every day, and as much as 6 times a day in my case. Same with Kumu. I was able to grow my Kumu live streaming, what do you call this, channel, uh, to 52,000 already followers. I just turned 1 year on Kumu, and I had to do what live streamers do, which is to be live and engage with the audience every single day for hours and hours a day, developing your message. And my message was, okay, I want to be the motivational speaker slash life coach on Kumu. So every single stream was in line with that. When I got known to be that kind of content creator, no, on this live streaming platform, if there was any stream that I veered away from my life coaching, I noticed that my viewers would click off. Kasi parang, ay, we know you as Aterix, the life coach. Why are you doing game reviews? Or why are you doing food reviews? You know? Kasi they get to know you as that one person. So you have to respect and honor what your audience likes also. Okay, so next slide. I mean, I'll just go through this very quickly because I think this is super obvious. But professionally, when you reach a wider audience, you will help keep your accounts growing, diba? Gaining followers on your social channels is the key to reach your prospective audience. So why do you need to reach your prospective audience? The simple answer is to develop your influence. And what is influence? Next slide. Influence is simply the art of attracting a following for your ideas. So, di ba, no matter how amazing looking your content is or how crappy looking your editing is, your ideas become visual. They become something that people can listen to. And so how can you attract and influence people by just having your ideas, di ba? You have to put it out there. Next slide. It's not enough to receive kasi several followers and be satisfied. A successful social media profile continues to be able to attract a steady and ever-increasing flow of followers over time. Syempre, if you stop putting out things, then your momentum will also die. Like for me, when I reached 100,000, I was like, oh my gosh, I need a break. I need a break from making content. Kasi I'm gonna show you how I was able to create a lot of content. Parang nakakapagod. So sabi ko, sige, I'll take a break muna. And I stopped for about 3 weeks. But there was still a momentum. I was still getting lots of views, lots of followers, but it was now going down. So before, instead of getting 5,000 subscribers a day, ngayon, 500 na lang, di ba? If you stop completely, syempre, it's gonna die. So being consistent is like the lifeline of your, it's like the heartbeat. You gotta keep on going, or else it's not going to sustain itself. But yun nga, napapagod tayo as content creators. So how do we make it more efficient for us to stay within the system, to please the algorithm, to please the viewers, and at the same time not burn ourselves out? I have friends in the YouTube community, and we just check up on each other. We don't even watch each other's content, but we check up on each other as parang, hey, how you doing? Are you getting creative burnout? If there's anybody you need to talk to, let me know, and vice versa. Kasi it's very real, no? And you feel a little bit I wouldn't say worthless, but you feel worth less when when you're not able to create or put out content. Kasi syempre, that's what we love to do, and we take pride in calling ourselves content creators. Okay, so next slide. Okay. I think engagement is so important. So if you have a brand or just you wanna show yourself off, no, as an influencer, engagement is way better than having a million followers, diba? Having lots of followers means the opportunity to interact with more people and gather feedback. And this creates more opportunities than ever before. Syempre, you have more people, diba? An opportunity is simply a favorable situation or experience for you, diba? It helps you advance. It helps you become successful in whatever endeavor you want. So if it's your business, engagement and all of these opportunities will help your brand grow. It's meant to move you forward. But in the end, the point of having an account on social media is to interact with people in a social way. That's why it's called social media. Diba? It's not Netflix wherein you just sit there and you watch with your popcorn. You gotta interact. So, with that being said, if you want more people to hear what you have to say and see what you have to offer, you have to grow your audience over time and interact with them. If you don't hear what they want and they don't hear from you, then there's no relationship formed. There's no social thing going on. Therefore, yun nga, para kang Netflix lang. You're just like a TV show, which is not bad, but yun nga, engagement is a good way to measure how well or how efficient you are as an influencer or a business, if you're a business, diba? It's called brand efficacy, how effective you are as a brand. So, yeah, there is power in numbers, definitely. And this is why, for me, like when I expanded onto different platforms, I focused, yes, on the content, but it was important for me to grow the numbers. Because if you have a lot of people, from there you can find your core fans or your core supporters. If you don't go wide, how will you go deep? You know what I mean? So while the vanity metric of having a lot of subscribers is good, it makes you look like you have the power of influence. It doesn't hold a lot of value in the long run. Engagement is something that is the gauge. Engagement is there to serve as a great reminder that your social media isn't about your following count. Diba? Okay, so next slide. Okay, so how do you create opportunities? Well, okay, my question is what is creativity? Creativity is simply solving a problem in an interesting way. Um, you have to ask yourself, like, what are the problems that you're trying to solve as a content creator? In my case, I wanted to help people that were feeling low or unmotivated to get themselves to even do something. As a yoga teacher kasi, I spent so many years trying to teach people yoga, trying to get people to do yoga. In fact, I put up my own studio in Cebu and it ran beautifully for 3 years. And it was challenging for me to convince people to even do yoga or to stay with the practice. What so I was like, okay, what is the problem? The problem is people get lazy to even start. Sometimes they get forced to start. They start for the wrong reasons, and then they don't even keep up with the program itself, diba? So that was the problem. My solution to that was, you know what? Here's the thing. If I can just speak and help them create the mindset, the shift in their minds na parang, exercise is good for you, yoga is good for you, and stuff like that, then they will see that what I'm offering them is a good thing. So that's how I entered into the whole realm of mindset and personal development. Kasi I really have the passion to help people feel better in their bodies and in their, just in their bodies and just be happier people. But how are you or how are they going to be happy if they don't first change what's up here, diba? So, yun, I had to find a creative way to solve that problem. If the problem is finding your prospective audience, then you got to figure out a way to learn how to cross platform. And this is where it gets a little bit bloody because yun nga, when you cross to different platforms, there are so many things that you have to keep in mind. From the technical things, such as knowing the measurements of the cover photo, the thumbnail of different platforms, the video lengths, and then how to edit and optimize it for each. It's nakakapagod din. But once you have a workflow that you're used to, it will be okay. You'll be on your way na, and you can penetrate na to different things and multitask. Um, there was a time that I was on two live stream platforms at the same time. And then while doing TikTok, while I had my job, and I had to wake up every single day, and I still do at 2:45 a.m. I would put on my makeup by 3:30 a.m. And while I'm working on my day job, I'm also parang listening to motivational stuff that I personally like, rewriting a script. That's why I have so many computers. And then when everything is done and everything is still fresh in my head, I would record it, di ba? Tapos, after the recording, because it's still fresh in my head, go live stream. Teach it. Teach it so that it retains even more. Teach it. And then the next day, if I have no topic, teach it again so that it becomes part now of your dialogue up here. Yeah. Okay. So next slide. If you have questions, just type it in the comments. Okay. So next slide. Yes. What is your current lifestyle? This is a question that you always have to check with yourself when you want to create content. Next slide. Kasi, for example, if you are a mom living with many little kids, you know how your hours are divided, right? Among your kids, your time, your cleaning, and everything. If your lifestyle is like that, then it will be nearly impossible to create content for many platforms. Masisiraan ka ng ulo, di ba? Tapos wala ka pang help. So you have to consider like, okay, do you have money to hire an editor or a team? Be realistic. What can you do and what cannot you do? What can't you do? I love B-roll. I love making vlogs with the aesthetic music and stuff like that. For me, it's like the best thing. I love doing it. But I had to ask myself, can I give up all those hours without earning pa at that time to produce that kind of work? Because I'm a single mother and I cannot dedicate all that time for video editing. I cannot dedicate my money. I didn't have budget for an editor. I had to do it myself. So you always have to check, what is real? Where are you working from? Where are you coming from in the first place? Parang, how are you going to produce and expand and go beyond if your life is still chaotic and your energy is dedicated to certain priorities, diba? So choose your hard. I really like asking myself this, and you should ask yourself this. Everything in life is hard. Even if your vlog setup is as simple as that phone camera and tripod, uh, editing on your phone is still gonna be like some kind of hard, diba? Editing on your, what do you call this, with all of these lenses and gear, and with a big computer and Final Cut Pro and everything, that's also hard. Everything is hard. You just gotta choose which hard do you want. And in my case, I thought that having a better camera with all the microphones and all the setups was gonna make my life easier as a content creator. But I slowed down tremendously in my content creation. The more I upgraded my gear, the more I added like what do you call this? Final Cut Pro templates and filters and whatever. It slowed down my process because I kept adding and adding. So I had to think, okay, this is getting hard. So I'll just go and do my stuff on my phone where it seems easier, but it's still hard because ang liit ng screen, di ba? Tsaka limited ka sa mga tools mo when you edit your content on the phone. There are pros and cons to everything, but you just have to choose your battle in the end. And yeah, it makes a huge difference. Okay, next slide. Are we out of time? Oh no. Okay. Yeah, so I love this Venn diagram. This is a very famous and popular Venn diagram. It's the it's the good, cheap, and fast diagram, and yeah, this is used in retail also, diba? But I like to use it in life or in vlogging or content creation in general because it is so true. If you want to produce content that is super fast and super good, diba? You have to spend a little bit on it. You can't have a very good, well edited or quality vlog. Uh, like, let's say, what is a very good vlog? Let's give an example. Peter McKinnon's cinematic vlogs or Casey Neistat's cinematic vlogs that are very cool and hip. They use nice cameras, right? And those cameras are quality cameras. They have quality lenses. They have quality gear. Um, diba? But it doesn't, I don't think they're able to produce that content really fast, diba? So parang, if you look at the diagram here, if you produce something that is high quality, good, fancy, but it's cheap, it will come out slow. If you produce something that is good but you want it to be fast, you have to be willing to pay for it, which means you have to pay for an editor to help you, pay for a cameraman to follow you around, diba? Para wala ka nang iisipin. One of my good friends, he is a successful YouTuber, si Marvin Jermo. I was like, Marvs, how do you produce content every single day? Like, not only does he produce content every single day, he puts out multiple contents, multiple videos a day for his financial and stock market channel. And I was like, you're so fast. How do you do it? It's like, I have two editors. So my job is just to create the content. Well, not everybody can hire an editor, right? And that means your work will slow down because you have to do it yourself. So, it's all about what is sustainable for you, and in consideration of your resources. How much money do you have and time do you have to give? Okay, so next. Yeah, so let's go into the abundance mindset. Content is everywhere. Did you know that the memory capacity of the human brain is 2.5 petabytes? That's 100 million gigabytes. That is a lot of memory. If you were to, just so you know, for comparison, if your brain worked like a digital video recorder in a television, 2.5 petabytes or 100 million gigabytes would look like this. It would be able to hold 3 million hours of TV shows just playing continuously for the next 300 years. So that's how much information we can potentially process, and it's just right up here. So there are, diba? It's mind-blowing actually when you think about it. It's a lot of information. There are two types of content creators kasi. One who seems to always run out of what to talk about. They run out of content. They spend hours trying to think, what am I going to talk about next? Or what am I going to film next? And the other one is like me, na parang, oh my God, there's just too much things to talk about. I don't even know how to narrow it down. So both have a problem, diba? So I think the solution to that is simply this. Uh, what is this? How do you find a topic? How do you find a topic that you can talk about again and again and again and again and again without running out of inspiration or motivation from it? Yeah. So next slide is that one, the sources of content. If you learn how to open your eyes and look around, you're going to see that ideas are just made out of other people's ideas. Um, there is no legendary artist that created art, diba? Mozart didn't invent the piano. Picasso didn't invent paint. We have always borrowed, reused, and remade, standing on the shoulder of other ideas that came before us, and we always will. In other words, we're always going to be borrowing ideas from everywhere, from everywhere, from everywhere. It's impossible to find any idea that can't be broken down into smaller ideas. So don't just also wish for good ideas, be good at thinking about new ones. Um, have an abundance mindset. Know that there's content everywhere, and you're never gonna run out. They're in books. You can find them in forums. You can find ideas on your phone, on Twitter. Like one paragraph on Twitter or one tweet is already enough to give you an idea for a vlog. So be constantly hunting and reading and searching for what would spark your interest, because if it interests you, then it will interest your audience as well. Pinterest has a lot. I got a lot of my content from Pinterest just because Pinterest content is so abundant. It's so easy to search for ideas there, and then you just repackage it as your own. What is that? Podcasts. When you listen to podcasts, it's an audio. So, okay, how do I turn that into a video? And so on and so forth. Yeah. Give yourself the permission to take what other content creators freely give out. The internet is so free and ripe with ideas, and people put out things for free. So you have the permission to take it and not copy it, kasi bastos naman, don't copy. But take inspiration from it and then redo it so that it can be your own. It's okay. That's what people do. They say that copying is a form of flattery. I don't believe that. I think you shouldn't copy because that's not being creative. So how can you recreate idea content that has been already presented from before, 'di ba? So yun. Next slide. Yeah. So Oh, where are we? Back up, I think. Oh. Anyway, down, sorry. Anyway, my slide's different, pero okay lang. So let us repurpose old content. Okay, so ayun, tama, yun. That's it. Repurposing old content. I just call this time traveling for some reason. I didn't know what else to call it, but this is kind of like how I started kasi thinking about never running out of content. It was actually this book. I remember about to make a vlog, and I said, I don't know what to talk about. My house is filled with books. My mom loves books. So I randomly chose a book in the shelf, and it just happened to be this book, okay? And it's an old book. It's brown. The pages are brown because it's so old. So I got a page out of this book, and I made my first motivational video vlog from it. And I liked it. And when I was looking at this book, because nga, it smells old, and I was like, this thing is old. What is this about? I saw that this book was made when was this? Basta, long time ago, many years ago, this book was made. But look, it has been able to speak to me at the time when I needed inspiration. And so my point is, it's kind of like time traveling. People from the past write things, create things without knowing who's gonna watch or see it in the future. And you too have that parang you have that opportunity to also create something now that an audience from 20 years from now will come across. You never know. So, thinking and knowing that alone, parang it's nakaka-inspire kasi akala natin the moment we post a video, we should get all the views na right away. Di ba we always check on our views and our engagement? But you never know. Maybe your message will be there for somebody else next year, and so on and so forth. Because think about it, the things that you watch that inspire you are old content from years and years ago. And if you dig back into the older years back, there's a lot of original and old content there na parang, how inspiring, no? Now ko lang yung nakita, pero this was made 10 years ago, and so on. So, old webinars can be turned into video tutorials, interviews. If you like listening to interviews, you can repackage them and make them into an expert advice ebook. Diba? I mean, content doesn't just mean YouTube or social media. You can produce like an ebook and have an e-commerce store, and that's one way to monetize, diba, online. If you like quotes or statistics, you can just copy those and build your following and your audience on Twitter or on Instagram. What else? Blog posts, you can learn about them, read them, rewrite them, make them your own, and turn them into podcasts. I try to do this personally, and it's really nice. I love it. My next thing actually is I'm gonna go into podcasting kasi I like the workflow. You write, you speak onto the mic, you don't have to put on makeup, and your content is right there. People can listen to that, diba? StreamYard interviews, Zoom interviews, they're always recorded. Once you record them, you can chop them up, make it into a podcast if your audio is good. You can make an ebook out of all the advice you get from the people you interview because you're doing a podcast, and not a podcast, you're doing StreamYard or Zoom. So there's so many ways. You just have to know your options and then pick which one you want to work with. But you gotta try it out muna. So, like in my case, diba, I mentioned na I tried to feel what it feels like to be a podcaster, and I was surprised that I loved it. I loved the minimal equipment. I love that I didn't have to, dress up and put makeup. Parang, wow, this is working smart, diba? And this is also expanding beyond YouTube, beyond videos and blogs. Okay, so next one. Oh, the next one is just a picture. I think it's cute. Yeah, so when you cross to another platform, you are essentially going into outer space and landing onto another planet. I mean, that's really how it feels, no? Kasi it's alien. You get used to the user interface of YouTube. You get used to the interface of Instagram. There's always going to be a learning curve. And I remember when I crossed over to TikTok, I had such a hard time figuring out the user interface kasi ang daming filters, ang daming basta, pang kids talaga siya. And it stressed me out. I wanted to just quit on the day that I looked at it. Tapos parang, ano ba to? This is like a toy. I felt like it was like a toy. But yun nga, the more you get to know it, you get comfortable in that place, and yeah, it becomes beautiful afterwards. Yeah. So next slide. Sorry, ang daldal ko, no? Making kwento. Okay. Next is to optimize. Okay. So if you see that first pie in the optimize, no, it's very small, but the blue part, okay, this pie chart is called the participation inequality. There's this rule, and you can research and Google it yourself, no? It's called the 90-9-1 rule. I don't know if it's a fact or a myth, fact or fiction, but it's on Wikipedia, and this interests me a lot. Okay, so the 99-1 rule of participation states that websites or any platforms where users can both create and edit content, only 1% of the people are real content creators. Only 1% in the world are content creators. So if you think that you are up against so many talented content creators, uh, you are just part of that 1%, diba? 9% of the population edit or modify that content. Yun nga, they repurpose. Like me, I'm part of the 9% sometimes, wherein I borrow content, I modify, and that's fine. On some days, you are part of the 1% that have completely original content, diba? And 90% of the pie, this whole blue part of the pie, these are your viewers that lurk on the internet. They're just watchers, they're just viewers and consumers. So knowing that, no, parang, wow, you have such a great chance to make it. If you knew how small the percentages of being a true content creator, diba? So isn't it nice to know, diba? So yeah, I think we can go on to the next slide. Okay, so my way of producing content is kind of like thinking of an assembly line or a manufacturing assembly line. Yeah, like a factory. I personally make sure that my workflow or the system of creating content is organized. If it's not organized, then I would have failed. Like I shared a while ago, I start my day very early. I write down the topics that I want. So that's like assembly one. Parang that's point number one. I rewrite it, and then next would be to oh, you can go to the next slide. I think I have a ayan, assembly line of producing content. Yeah, I'll just share it with you. And this is how I was able to make content super, well, in my case, super fast, no? And get the following to grow a little bit faster than I expected it. So yun, I would wake up really early. I would listen to videos that I want to talk about. So I would learn. So if it was about habit forming or self-development, whatever, sige, let's learn it while I do my day job. So I'm learning and working at the same time. It goes in my ear. But it's not going to stay there if I don't take notes. So I take notes. I write it on the computer, take down notes. After that, I rewrite my notes and I turn it into a script. And writing a script is such a great exercise because it's kind of like your way of journaling na rin. So instead of journaling, what I do is I write scripts for myself. I don't do na the journal and explore my feelings and thoughts. I don't do that anymore. I just write scripts for my videos. I start out a little bit broad and ask them a question like, do you have a hard time with your self-esteem? Because if you do, then maybe these tips will help you. So parang I start with a problem or a question, and then I inform them right away at the start of the video na parang I have 10 tips for you. Kasi again, the attention span of people is so short. You want to make sure that you get them right at the start. So I rewrite my scripts like that, and it's kind of structured so that every time I'll have to do another script, parang I follow na lang the same template, diba? And then I film my content with the least effort app. I have my favorite filming and editing apps right beside each other on my phone. I wish I could show you, but I'm streaming on my phone kasi. And I just put them together in order so that I know na, okay, after I use this app, I will add captions and use this app. And I'll resize it for Instagram on the next app. Tabi-tabi yan. Sobrang organized. Kasi your success in cross-platforming will be determined by how organized you are. It's really magulo kasi. And I'm not an organized person. I'm all over the place. It was only when I learned how to fix my assembly line or my system or my workflow that things started to feel like, oh my gosh, I'm making progress. Ayun. Yeah, so you edit your stuff, which is the blue planet over there. And then you optimize to other platforms. You resize it. For me, I had to add captions because I wanted to be on Facebook. And on Facebook, there's this thing wherein if a video plays, it plays automatically on mute because people look through their Facebook feeds while in public transpo. So by default, a Facebook video plays in mute. So yun, so captions are what helps. And it's true because even when I'm alone, I like to watch Facebook videos on mute and I just want to read for some weird reason. And then you post them and then abuse the power of the share button. You know, it goes so much farther when you learn how to share and reshare your stuff. And then my favorite part is to automate, which is to schedule your posts in other platforms or to schedule reposts of your old content. So it's another time traveling thing going on here because like like for me, I made so much motivational videos nung September. September. Ngayon, I got all of those videos and I scheduled them for my Facebook page for December, January, up to February, February 2. So for 3 months, I already have an automatic system working for me, and I'm just capitalizing on my hard work from before. That way, my Facebook channel will now be running, it will be gaining its own little momentum while I create new stuff. So, parang don't think na, I made that vlog last year or last week. People want new. Nobody cares and nobody knows if you have old stuff or new stuff. Diba? That's why replays and reruns are still good to watch. As long as you're delivering valuable content, then you're good. You can re-share and reuse your old content. Diba? Iba naman kasi yung you're gonna be what do you call that? If your content is all about news and trends, obviously it goes stale the next day, diba? So you cannot repost that for next year. It's not going to be relevant anymore. So it depends on what your content is. For me, it's motivation naman. Therefore, it can be relevant even next year, diba? So next slide. Oh, we're at the end. Okay, so the conclusion is very simple. Your message needs a practical plan to be born into this world. And that's why going out and exploring the universe, exploring the different platforms is something that I think every content creator and business, like you guys have to do it, diba? It's what do you call this? Everybody's doing it. If you don't just join in and do the same, diba? Um, I want to encourage you guys also to practice saying things like, you know what, I'm confident that I'm going to make it on this platform. I'm going to blow it up here. That was the first thing I said when, what happened kasi was I went on to Kumu. Okay, my Kumu following was big na. But there was this one person on Kumu that told me, oh, Kumu is only for artistas and celebrities. You have no place here because you're a motivational person. That's corny. They don't want that. And I was so hurt. I was like, what? No. Like, I'm helping people. Like, how can you say that? But it hurt me. So that forced me to go to TikTok. And I'm like, you know what? Let me see if that's really true, because I'm gonna go onto a platform that I have no idea what how the crowd is gonna receive what I'm doing, because it's motivation and it's not trendy content. So yeah, let's see. And I said on the day that I made an account, I said, I dare say that I'm gonna blow it up here. This is the number in my head, 100K in 3 months. I'm gonna make it. How do I do that? How do I reverse engineer to get that? So I was 1 month shy of my goal. So I made 100K followers in 4 months. That was really tiring. But my point is that it is so possible for you to reach a wide audience if you just learn how to do it. Learn from other people and not limit yourself to this box na parang, ay, hanggang vlogger lang ako. I'm just a YouTuber and I'm just gonna stay here on YouTube. If I told myself na I'm gonna stay on YouTube na lang, kasi I wasn't making it on YouTube. I felt that my growth on YouTube was so slow. I was very naaatat. uh, if I didn't leave, then I wouldn't have discovered all of these things. And right now, I feel like, okay, I think I'm ready to go back to my first love, which is YouTube. I'm ready to go home because I've learned so much along the way. And so, yeah, explore and don't be afraid to go out there. It's a beautiful world out there and it's fun. You're going to meet different kinds of content creators that are passionate just like you. And yeah, it's going to be a wild ride. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed and learned something from that. Um, Remember that the best way out is always to go through. And yeah, go through the journey, guys. Yeah. Jan, Richie.
Hello, hello. Hello, can you guys hear me? Hello?
Hello.
Yes, yes, yes. Hello, Rix. Can you hear me? Sorry.
Ay, wait. Bakit walang sound?
Ayan, ayan. Okay na, okay na. Okay, well, Rix is actually fixing her audio. Guys, again, thank you so much for watching us, and we really, really appreciate you joining us to this webinar. Guys, if you liked our webinar for today, don't forget to follow Rix Hernandez. Guys, she has a lot of content about inspiration, what you can do about yourself and stuff like that, how you can improve. So ayan, go follow her on all of her social media accounts. Okay, I think Rix is actually
I'm back.
hello. Yeah, yes. Okay. Hi Rex. Alright, sobrang dami kong natutunan during the webinar. I really really enjoyed everything. Parang even though I'm a tech person sa YouTube, I even enjoyed you talking about how to create content, where you can get your inspirations from. So thank you so much for joining us. So
Thank you for having me.
actually, we have a lot of questions on the comment section. So first, we're going to answer that. Okay, from Rickson Mercado. Coach, do you need luck as well as being consistent in YouTube? I mean, for small channel or content creators.
Hi, Rix. Hi, Rickson. Well, I think you create your own luck talaga. I don't believe, I mean, yes, in some ways people get lucky and they just do something that goes viral. And
Mm-hmm.
that's cool, but that is the equivalent of winning the lottery, di ba? Kaya nga it's called hitting the algorithm jackpot. Kasi
Mm-hmm.
nadja-jackpot ka and then instant fame. So I would suggest you create your own luck. You be consistent, and if your system in creating content is fail proof, then you'll succeed. It
Mm-hmm.
all boils down to your discipline to continue on. Yon.
Mm-hmm. Totoo. Actually, one in a million influencers talaga yung nakakakuha talaga ng overnight fame. Pero
Oo.
pero ang maganda dito is that some of our influencers right now na nakilalang kilala, malalaman mo how many years or how long were they are actually on YouTube or other social media accounts in order for them to get the fame that they have right now. And being consistent is one of the things that you should do. So tama yung sinabi ni Rix talaga.
Yeah.
Ayan. Okay, so for our next question, we have from Gab. Since you've gained you since you've gained a huge following on different platforms, how do you maintain them? Do you still regularly post content on each one? So baka may scheduling, ganyan.
Well, for me, parang if I grow some kind of following, kasi you can tell naman na you have fans because they yearn to interact with you. They message you,
Mhm.
whatever. So instead of me parang thinking, oh my gosh, I have to maintain the channel or the TikTok or the cool whatever.
Mhm.
Parang what I do is I always tell I shepherd the fans or the viewers na parang, guys, if you want to interact with me on a daily basis, head over to Instagram because that's where I'm mostly at. So that
Mhm.
if they miss my talks on the live stream, they'll know that they can find me there. So it's all about
Mhm.
just saying na, hey, I'm here, I'm on Facebook, I'm open to being friends
Mhm.
on Facebook. Kasi you can just funnel them around. And in the end, when you
Mhm.
go back to presenting content back on YouTube, nandiyan naman sila.
Hmm. Totoo,
Yeah.
totoo. Actually, just promoting other social media um, that you have in a current current platform is already okay, diba? Connecting everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Kaya nga yung
Mhm.
sinabi ko kanina, parang right now, audiences are ambidextrous, which means hindi lang sila right-handed, left-handed din sila.
Mm.
It means
Totoo.
they're in everywhere also.
Mm, totoo. Ayan. So, we have another question again from Pawix Gear. What phone app can you suggest for video editing?
Hi, Pawix! I use InShot and VLLO. Those are my two favorite editing apps. And I tried
Mm.
everything. I even bought the most expensive one, which is the Lumiere something something. I
Ah,
tried
yeah.
Adobe on the phone, but it's simplicity talaga. So VLLO and InShot are my go-tos for
Mm.
HD editing on the phone.
Mm. Okay. So actually, aside from our commentators, we have collated other most commonly questions about, of course, content creating, how to be diverse, how to really explore other social media platforms. So one of our questions is, are there any specific platforms for a specific content or niche? Like, for example, may mga gaming for Twitch ba? O kaya um, is TikTok only for fun content? Mga ganyan. For your, ano,
I think at first, because I think it's the audience kind of dictates what the apps are going to be best at, 'di ba? Like for example, TikTok. I'm sure it has evolved in itself, no, to be
mm-mm,
a very entertaining, bite-sized platform that is also now becoming very creative. Like
mm-mm.
it's amazing actually. Now the TikTok before honestly was cringy, but now when I watch what they're doing, I'm like, wow, they're pretty good, huh? Diba?
They're getting very, very creative talaga in creating content sa TikTok, which is
Oh,
actually good.
it's nakakaaliw. So parang you cannot always just say na ay TikTok is for dancing and whatever because the market will determine it based on
Mm,
the trends and there are trendsetters like Bella Poarch, 'di ba? She's
mm,
super everywhere na. So parang she started the head bop and the zoom face, 'di ba? So
mm,
parang wow, she is a trendsetter. You can be a trendsetter. You might be a trendsetter, but you have to parang be super uh, not kapal mo ka. Parang wala kang hiya
mm,
talaga to be yourself and
mm,
be authentic. But to answer the question, I think, like for example, LinkedIn. You can't put goofy things on LinkedIn because it's a professional platform, di
mm.
ba? It's more
Totoo.
serious. So I think you just study what different platforms, what their personalities, and then you kind of work with them first before you rebel against it and create your own stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. So, another question is actually, na nakita namin is how do you make your content consistent sa lahat ng platforms? So, kinda related to Gab's question.
Yeah, that was such a problem for me to solve kasi yun nga, like as I mentioned before, when I started out YouTube doing yoga videos,
Mm.
and then it became makeup vlogs, it became computer, it became
Mm.
shopping, it became everything. So parang, what's my message ba talaga? I think for me, the common denominator for all my platforms was simply happiness. That became my
Mm. Mm.
underlying theme. Parang, I just want to show what makes me happy. I want to make people happy, and I want to teach them what makes me happy. So I didn't
Mm.
want to be technical and be like, okay, I'm going to use my platforms to teach yoga and to teach
Mm.
a specific technical thing. Parang I just made
Mm.
it very broad, and it
Mm.
it doesn't have to be die hard specific naman.
Mm. Actually, good yung binigay mo na idea na parang it's better to be broad than to be super specific kasi it's easier for us or content creators talaga to create content, 'di ba? In the futures, basta as long as you know how to like align all your content, that's totally fine. Totoo.
Yeah, tsaka yung
Ayan.
content mo na, 'di ba, you go wide. Your deep content na sobrang specific, you can save that for your Patreon or your
Mm-hmm.
diehard fans, 'di ba?
Mm-hmm.
Yun.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so for our last question, what do you think is the difference between YouTube audiences and other social platforms? I mean, social media audiences.
Okay, kasi I'm a YouTube audience.
Mm-hmm.
And the most content I ever consume is on YouTube. And I noticed that I love YouTube because it has long form content. For me, the
Mm-hmm.
longer the better. I watch videos that are 1 hour, ganyan, basta all talks and stuff like that. So I think a different YouTube seems like a place that's a little bit more what do you call this? I wouldn't say professional, but it's more of a
Mm-hmm.
platform for
Educational
learning. Yeah, it's
purposes. Oh,
like
yeah.
edutainment talaga siya na parang
Mm-hmm.
it's meant to be there to give you value with
Mm-hmm.
high quality kasi parang the videos on YouTube, if you don't have good production quality, all of a sudden you are put on the other table na ay,
Yeah.
'di
Mm-hmm.
ba? So dapat quality ka.
Yeah.
Yun,
Mm-hmm.
production
Totoo.
detail. And the other platforms you can get away with yun, phone camera lang. Like me, I like to use my
Yeah.
phone.
Mm-hmm. So, ano nga, totoo nga na parang kapag social media, other social media platforms, ang mga tao talaga is for entertainment. Pero for YouTube, talagang for educational or entertainment purposes. So, I think
Mm.
that's a great um, explanation on what are the differences talaga between YouTube and other social media platforms. Ayan. So, we have another question. Actually, two questions siya from Pawix Agir. So, first is how can we effectively create a connection with potential audience? And the second one is how can we maintain and strengthen relationships with our audiences?
Hi, Pawix! Okay, so number one, how can we effectively create a connection with potential audience? Well, your potential audience has to be captured first, diba? So parang
Mm-hmm.
your videos have to hit all the parang there's a checklist no in making a video. Parang you have to solve a problem, you have to know who you're speaking to exactly. So your potential audience, parang who is it anyway? Um like are you speaking to a mom? Are you speaking to parang you, what do you call that? You are
Targeting.
personifying, yeah,
Yes.
targeting. At least you have an idea of who you're speaking to. So to create a connection with a potential person, you have to imagine muna, like, who are you giving out this message to? Like, how old is this person? What's the lifestyle of this person? Is this person like a CEO? Are you speaking to a
Mm-hmm.
boss, or are you speaking to a worker or something like that? Because
Mm-hmm.
that's going to change your delivery and your language and your presentation for whatever content it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I were to speak to a 20-year-old, it's going to be different when I present the same topic to a CEO. So I think you have
Mm-hmm.
to imagine, who am I going to speak to in my
Mm-hmm.
content.
Totoo. Mm-hmm.
Tapos, how can we maintain and strengthen relationships with our audience? Ayun, like what I do is, yun nga, I funnel everybody to where where I live. I live on Instagram stories and my DM. So I invite people na parang, hey, you want to be friends? I'm a friendly person. I'll always talk to you if you want, but you find me there because I'm not going to check my, like I always tell people, I never check my live stream inboxes. So if you want
Mm-hmm.
a question answered, you have to do it there. And then they do naman. Parang they obey. So
Mm-hmm.
you have to be vocal about how you can be reached, and you have to be available when people try to reach you. It's part of ano like making friends and making that connection. And then same, you have to be consistent in being there for your, especially fans na parang you're getting close na because you're having that interaction and engagement. Yun, take care of them talaga.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ayan. So actually, just to add lang, kasi 'di ba, recently, what Thoughtful Media do is that we create workshops talaga for content creators to how to engage or how to create um, more content that is engaging to the audience. So just to add lang to Pawix, like what Rix mentioned, guys, if you want to have an effective content, just remember lang on what kind of content is most probably suitable for you and what audience are you actually pertaining to, just like what Rick said. And then for the second one, how can we maintain and strengthen relationships? Be consistent. Kasi, di ba, and actually talking to them is really important talaga. Kasi it will help build trust to your audience then. Ayan.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so we have what sige, we're going to have one last question na from our audience. This is from Matherine K. Aprilio. Ayan. So, if shy po, Miss Rix, how to gain confidence talking via live streaming? Mas confident po kasi ako sa audio streaming like in Kumu. Thanks po.
Hi,
Ayan.
Matherin. So Rickson and Matherin are here because when I went live kanina, I said, go watch my webinar later. So parang yun,
Mm,
I herded them to here.
yeah.
Hi, Matherin.
Thanks so
So,
much.
how to gain confidence? Well, if you need to develop confidence, the only way to get it is to keep practicing it. And that means you have to put yourself out there every single
Mm,
day. You have to get over cringing at yourself, and you have to start accepting the way you sound, the way you look. Be comfortable with talking to yourself. Kasi if you're always thinking about your audience muna, tapos naiilang ka sa sarili mo, you're not gonna be able to develop the confidence. And I always tell this to my live stream viewers na I was such a shy person. I could not keep a conversation for 3 minutes to save my life. So the
mm,
the the, the, the live streaming journey was actually what taught me confidence, because I had to force myself to be streaming every single day. And
mm,
because of that, the confidence that got developed, it made vlogging easier because vlogging is so nakakailang, especially in
mm.
public. So, ayun, I suggest, Matherin, you just put the camera on and just get used to it. That's the only way.
Totoo. All right. Thank you so much, guys, for commenting your questions. And thank you so much, Rix, for answering everything. And ang dami-dami namin natutunan. Promise, even me, parang gusto ko na din mag-start ng inspirational vlogs. Wow! Pero
Yeah.
yeah, thank you so much for joining us here and actually giving us ideas on what to really do on our content. Okay. So guys, if you like what Rix actually said or actually taught us, guys, don't forget to follow her on her YouTube channel, her Instagram account, her TikTok, and of course on Kumu. Guys, she's lahat nasa social media siya and ang lahat ng content niya is mostly inspirational content and sobrang nakaka-boost siya ng energy o kaya nakakatuwa siya kasi it will make your day talaga. Ayan. Rix, do you have any final words to our audience?
I'll just keep it simple. Embrace the journey. It's so much fun. If you love it and you have fun with it, it's not gonna stress you out. And the moment it stresses you out, take a step back, evaluate and reassess, and just enjoy the journey. Smile about it. You'll be good.
Ayan. Thank you so much, Rix. We
Thank you,
really appreciate
guys.
you being here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Jan.
Thank you. Okay, guys, thank you so much for tuning into our live webinar, YouTube and Beyond. Before that, guys, I would just like to promote our social media accounts here on Thoughtful Philippines. Guys, if you want to know more about our content creators and other things that Thoughtful Media Philippines can do for other content creators, guys, just follow us on our Facebook page, YouTube channel, Instagram account, and TikTok. Just type the words Thoughtful Media Philippines. And of course, guys, meron tayong Thoughtful R na program. Si Thoughtful R is actually just a basically just a live talk with other content creators, knowing them, and actually learning more about what kind of content you should make. So, for our next for our next Thoughtful Hour live, it will be next week, December 4. Our guest is Joe Serrano. So, guys, make sure to follow us and tune in to our next webinar. This has been Jan Cruz, and see you again, guys, next week. Thank you so much. Bye!